Hi and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Supergrads. I'm Abhyansh Sir and I'm back with another series as to your preparation regarding IPMAT exams along with the board exams. I know board exams are going on. So IPMAT क्या छोड़ दें sir? पूरा छोड़ दें preparation नहीं करेंगे? No, it doesn't work like that. You should try and dedicate at least half an hour for your preparation for quant, for reasoning, and for verbal ability section. So today I'm here with a short topic, a short live session where we'll have the discussion around past conditional. Conditionals, it is such an integral part of IPMAT Indore exam especially. Of course, there are questions in Rohtak and JIPMAT as well, but उसमें से भी, if I am to choose one conditional, I would say past conditional. Students, past conditional is one of those topics that I have seen in many papers of the previous years. हर साल there are questions of past conditional. So I hope everyone is ready and excited. Let's begin. So first, I'll tell you what past conditional is. We'll talk about the different structures that it can have. We'll talk about the modal verbs as well because modal verbs का confusion एग्जाम में जाने से एक दिन पहले तक भी बच्चों को है कि सर मॉडल वर्ब्स अभी भी मुझे डाउट है कहाँ पे कुड आना चाहिए कहाँ पे वुड आना चाहिए. So I'll try to sort that out today. Let's begin, students. Let's begin with the first question for today. Not the question, rather. What are we discussing today? What is past conditional? Past conditional होता क्या है? एंड past conditional में हमारा इंटेंशन क्या है? हम क्यों ऐसे sentences यूज कर रहे हैं? Why are we talking about the past? Past के बारे में बात ही नहीं करनी चाहिए ना? But we are doing it. क्यों? Because I am में question है. The past conditional is used to talk about imaginary or unreal situations in the past. It is used to talk about regrets, missed opportunities, and criticism, or probably when we talk about the hindsight. Hindsight is always the best position जहां से आप किसी चीज पे comment कर सकते हो. So it says unreal situations of the past. If I had known कि यार आईपी मैट में भी मैथ्स आता है तो मैं 11th में मैथ्स ले लेता. ये रिग्रेट होते हैं ना पास्ट की कंडीशन में. अगर मैं घर से टाइम पे निकलता तो आई वुड हैव कॉट द बस. Such sentences, such unreal situation, such situations of the past that you wish to change, but it's too late to do that now. So that are ये सारे situations पे हम discussion करने वाले. Hi everyone. Let's begin with what we're doing. So imaginary or unreal situations in the past, as I said, unreal situations of the past. Past की ऐसी situation डेली हम बात करते हैं. अरे यार मुझे पता होता आज बारिश होने वाली है, आई वुड हैव कैरिड एन अम्ब्रेला. सो दैट इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट पास्ट कंडीशनल इज. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली इसका स्ट्रक्चर स्ट्रक्चर देखना इंपॉर्टेंट है स्टूडेंट. सो द मेन क्लॉज एंड द इफ क्लॉज. मेन क्लॉज में इट कैन बी वुड, could or might, then have plus v3. A lot of times we believe कि सर would have और v3 होता है, but नहीं. Could भी हो सकता है, might भी हो सकता है. डिफरेंस क्या है? एज डिस्कस्ड मॉडल वर्ब्स का प्रॉब्लम आपको एग्जाम से एक दिन पहले तक रहता है. सो कुड एक्सप्रेसेस ऑफ कोर्स ability of the past, might expresses possibility of the past, and would is you could say would is tailor made for such a situation. कि will का past form है, इस सेंस में will would यहाँ पे यूज होता है. And the if clause that we have, it has if plus had plus v3. आई थिंक ऐसे स्ट्रक्चर आपको शायद नहीं समझ में आ रहा होगा. सो आई राइट इट वंस अगेन. सो फर्स्ट आई राइट द कंडीशनल पार्ट. Conditional part. So conditional part can be in two different ways, students. The construction can be in two different ways. Hi, students. All I want कि in this session of 15 to 20 minutes, मैं आपको past conditional अच्छे से समझाता हूँ so that you can practice once you're free from your board exams. So conditional part has if subject had v3, or it can also be in this form, or it can also be had subject V3. Just give me a second, guys. So this is how you can have the conditional part plus the part that you wish to change. So in this part, generally you have would, could, might plus have plus V3. जो बात पिछले सेंटेंस में स्टूडेंट्स लिखी हुई थी, पिछली स्लाइड में जो लिखा हुआ था उसी को और अच्छे से मैंने यहाँ पे लिख दिया. If plus subject plus had plus V3. Or had can also work as the conditional word had plus subject plus V3. And this is the part that you wish to change. So a conditional part hota hai, and there's one part in past conditional that you wish to change. So this was the structure. Now, where can we do that? What are the different types where we use and what are those different examples? उन examples पे थोड़ा सा discussion करते हैं. So ये रहा पहला example. If I had studied, again, the structure of had plus V3, I would have passed the exam. Bacha party, I hope there is no such regret after the IPMAT exam or even your board exams as well. कि शायद मैं पढ़ लेता, I could have done better. नहीं, नहीं. I don't want you people to regret and talk in past conditional कि अगर मैं ऐसा कर लेता तो ऐसा हो जाता. No, don't do that. You have all the time, all the energy. अभी करना है, जो करना है अभी करना है. So she would have won the race. Again, would plus have plus V3 if she had trained properly. Again, had plus V3 format. We could have avoided the accident. Now this could tells us about the ability, but एग्जाम में ऐसा नहीं होगा कि could भी लिखा है, would भी लिखा है और might भी लिखा है. You won't be asked to choose among these three. Rather कोई एक ही होगा. बस स्ट्रक्चर ध्यान रखना. It could be either could, would or might followed by have plus V3. बस स्ट्रक्चर important है. If he had been careful. So again had plus V3. We might have succeeded. Again, this talks about the possibility. We might have succeeded if we had taken advice. So again, had plus V3 here. Again, we have had plus V3. So these were some of the examples to tell you कि क्या difference हो सकता है. Let's quickly move to where can we use past conditional. So we can use past conditional to express regret. I would have helped you, would have V3 if I had known. Again, had plus V3. She would not have spoken like that if she had realized the impact. Again, had plus V3. Again, had plus V3. So when we are expressing regret, something from the past, ऐसा कर लेता तो अच्छा होता. So that is what the first condition is when we talk about where to use past conditional while expressing regrets. Missed opportunities. Missed opportunities. If I had left my home early, I could have caught the bus. Opportunity था, घर से जल्दी निकलना था. In that way, in that sense. So they could have secured the deal if they had acted earlier. Could plus have plus V3, and they had acted, had plus V3. He might have become a doctor. Could have भी हो सकता है. Would have भी हो सकता है. I'm not saying that examiner will ask you to choose among these options. बस structure ध्यान रखना कि could है, would है या might है. It is always followed by have plus V3, and the conditional part has if plus had plus V3. He might have become a doctor if he had continued his study. Again, had plus continued. So for expressing regret, that was the first thing. Then for missed opportunities and for criticism and blame as well. For criticism and blame as well, we use past conditional. सिर्फ एक चीज इंपॉर्टेंट है. पास्ट कंडीशनल में सिर्फ एक चीज इंपॉर्टेंट है स्टूडेंट्स, एंड दैट इज द प्रॉपर स्ट्रक्चर. बार बार उस स्ट्रक्चर को मैं रिपीट कर रहा हूँ. If plus had plus v3, and on the other side we have would plus have plus v3. Verbs are so important. If you don't know what v1 is, what v2 is, what v3 is, you are bound to struggle in past conditional, any kind of conditionals, tenses, subject verb agreement. So if you're still wondering what to do, go back and revise some of the verb forms. That will also be a big help, students. We would have understood if you had listened carefully. Looking at this example, students, so we would have understood again would plus have plus v3. If you had listened, again had plus v3, if is your conditional word. If is your conditional word. Similarly, the team could have performed, could plus have plus v3, if they had prepared, had prepared, had prepared. So criticism, blame, regret, missed opportunities, something of the past, something of the unreal past that you wish to change, all of them fall into this category of past conditional, students. So past conditional में theory related discussion मेरे पास इतना ही था. It's time I test you people with 3 good questions. Are you ready for the practice part, students? I believe everyone is ready for the practice. I only have 3 questions in the practice section. Let's see if you can get this one. Here is your first question, students. Here is your first question. I can give you around 50-40 seconds probably. Let's see if you can answer this. If the committee dash the long-term consequences of the policy, it dash such a hasty decision. Here is your time to test yourself, students, कि past conditional में clarity है या confusion है. Here is your time to test yourself, guys. If the committee dash the long-term consequences of the policy, it dash such a hasty decision. What do you think about this question? What do you think should be the correct answer to this question, students? Shall we start the discussion for this question, students? Chalo. So if the committee, now with if part, we know we use have, had plus v3. And in the next part, it should be would plus have plus v3. Where do I see that? In the first part, it should be had plus v3, that is had considered and would not have taken such a hasty decision. So the correct answer, guys, to this question would be option B. And you can definitely expect such questions in IPMAT Indore, IPMAT Rohtak, JIPMAT, and all the BB entrance exams that you people are preparing for. सब जगह पर ऐसे questions past conditional के होते हैं. Now this was a question based on fill in the blank. Here is one more question, not on the same lines, but this is an error detection type question, students. This is an error detection type question. Error detection type question, guys. Identify the part that contains an error. Had the data been analyzed carefully, the researchers would arrive at a more accurate conclusion. You have to decide A, B, C, which part has a grammatical error. If not, if you think there's no error, you can choose option D, students. So had the data, मैंने आपको एक स्ट्रक्चर बताया था कंडीशनल का कि with had then subject, then V3. But the next part, the part that has the modal verb, वो same रहेगा, would plus have plus V3. Where is that? Would have arrived at a more. So ये error detection भी किया and we'll try to correct the error as well. It should be would have arrived. Would have arrived. So part B was the one that contained a grammatical error. And Bacha Bhati, that brings us to the last question for today's discussion. Here is once again a fill in the blank type question based on past conditional. The negotiators could not finalize the deal. Otherwise, the agreement dashed before the deadline. I think in this question, the correct answer would be B. यहाँ पे been होना चाहिए, would have been signed before the deadline. So B must be the correct answer to this question, students. And on that note, I would say keep preparing for your board exams, but do not let IPMAT preparation stay away from you. Simple as that. IPMAT preparation से touch में बने रहना है, whether it be just spending 30 minutes or 40 minutes a day, but you cannot undermine the importance of IPMAT preparation. So that was all for today's discussion. I'll see you all in the next class. Thank you so much. Bye bye.